Hi, it's Vicky from Fashion Services HongKong.com and createafashionbrand.com. I'm on our 5-minute fashion brand playlist. So this week I've got a question from Ula in Dublin. She says, is there a cheap way to do customer profiles? Okay, so Ula, we'll just explain very quickly to people what one is and why you need one. Okay, so a customer profile is a way of researching and getting to know your target market or your customers or clients. And you can do this whether you're just starting, and if you've already started and you've already got a business, you should really be doing this every couple of years, because markets change, things change, so you have to kind of keep on top of stuff. But it's not, I want to point out, it's not a slimy way of trying to, sell your products and trick people or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that. But I'll explain why you need one if I use a kind of example. So when we do a customer profile, and my company, Fashion Services, we do customer profiles, and we have a team of about 5 or 6 people, and they research lots of different things over 4 or 5 weeks, and they look at people's lifestyles, social media, websites, products they like, income, lots of different stuff. And then they put it all together and they analyze it all, and they come up with a kind of average, a kind of a single person, something we call a pen profile. And we kind of average out all of that information into a kind of single person, so we can kind of identify all the key areas of the market itself. And what we do in that customer profile, the pen portrait of the customer profile, is we talk about things like, okay, so this person does this kind of job and earns this kind of money and likes this social media platform better than the others, and does this hobby and that hobby. And the reason that they're important, the reason we use it, is so that you can make better decisions when you're building your business or going through, developing your business, expanding your business. So for example, if we look at, say, the social media, if we go through our data and we find that our key person, our target market, is on, let's say, YouTube more than, say, Facebook or Twitter, then obviously when you're doing your marketing, or when you're putting out promotional things, or you're trying to engage with your customers, then YouTube would be the platform that you concentrate on, because that's where your customer profile is, that's where your target market is. And you'd also, maybe do a couple of secondary ones, but you'd focus your time on that one specifically. So in terms of doing a cheap, kind of doing it a cheap way, you can do all of this research yourself completely. The more information you get, the more people you talk to, the better your customer profile is going to be. When we're doing our ones, we survey and look through thousands of people. So really the only cost to you when you're thinking about doing it in a cheap way is your time. And obviously, because my team, they've done this, they do this day in, day out, all the time for different clients. So when they're looking at the data and they're analyzing the data, they know, they can just see the trends in the data. They can see how to pick things out. And sometimes it's not always obvious. You might see a direct kind of piece of information that says, right, they have only this piece of disposable income. But because they have that, it's not because they have a low paying job, it's because they have a family. So you have to then start to think about, okay, well, if it's a family, then it's not because they don't want to spend the money, but then maybe they've got other priorities. So you can't look at all the data individually. You have to look at it as a broad piece of information, that human being, as it were. So you have to be quite careful when you're doing your analysis. And really, in terms of time, it's going to take you a while if you want to do it on your own. It's going to take some time spotting all those little trends, sifting through it all, making sense of it all. If you can get a professional company to do it, I mean, and not just mine, there are lots of companies that will do it for you. I would advise to do it. It's definitely worth spending the money on. Now they can be a couple of £1,000s or dollars, but it's worth it because you'll get it back really quickly. You'll also get it back with it really well done. You know, you'll have answers to questions you hadn't even thought of at the beginning, and it will really guide you through building your business. So yes, Ula, there is a completely free and cheap way of doing it. You can do it yourself, but I would advise, if you're at the beginning, if you can possibly get someone to do it for you, because you'll have much better results. But if you do decide to do it yourself, good luck, because it will take you a while if you do it properly. And please don't do any shortcuts. You have to really look into the information, really survey lots of people. Okay, so I've gone over my time a little bit. Sorry, I'm not doing too well at keeping to 5 minutes. But please, if you've got a question for me about building a fashion brand, whether you're already in business or whether you're just starting out, please comment on the videos. At the moment, I'm getting loads of emails from my email list and clients, things like that. But please do leave comments. I know when one person starts, it will kind of trickle on from there. So good luck with your customer profiles, and I will see you next week for a new answer to a new question.